You're about to listen to a Metal Express Radio exclusive interview. Head on over to metalexpressradio.com for our latest rock and metal interviews. And while you're there, check out our web radio, read our reviews, and rock and metal news. Enjoy the interview.
Hi, this is Mick Burgess, and I'm now backstage at the Manchester Arena with Barry Kerch from Shinedown. Hi Barry, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, how are you?
Great, it's good to see you again.
It's been a minute.
Your latest UK tour is almost done. How do you feel looking back on the shows that you've played so far?
It's been great. I mean, huge audiences thanks to Alter Bridge bringing us over here, and they've just been a lot of fun, and the crowds have been really, really kind to us, so I can't complain. You got three bands with three power singers having a great time, and we're all friends, so it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah. And you toured here about a year and a half ago, as we said before, with Halestorm, and you toured together in the States quite a bit. There must be a real bond between the two bands.
No, we just have the same management. We hate each other. No, there really is. They are family to us, and we kind of feel like they're little brothers and sister.
Yeah.
Because we were the first band to ever take them out on a major tour. That was their first major tour, so we've known them a very long time, and they're very special to us.
What about Alter Bridge? Have you toured with them before?
We've never done a full tour with them, but we've known them for a very long time. We've done a lot of festivals together, so we're definitely friends and go way back with that band. In fact, our first major gig ever back in the States was opening up for Creed 10, 11 years ago. I don't remember how long ago, but yeah.
So three bands on the same tour. There must be take some logistics getting you all on and off and in the rooms and everything sorted at the right time.
Absolutely. It takes a little bit. That's why we have our staffs, so we don't have to worry about it, the people that work for us.
So you just turn up and sit on the drums and that's it?
Yep, that's it. They say, hey, here's your set time, you better be there. The hardest thing is making sure you're done in time, because you don't want to step on anybody else's toes and make them late. So.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, Halestorm on first and Alter Bridge closed the show. How much time do you get?
We get an hour, a full hour.
So how have you found the crowd split? Have you got your own pockets of fans in there, or is it quite pretty much they're all into the same bands?
They're all in and having a good time. It usually takes a few to warm up to us and to Halestorm, but that's our job, is to warm up the crowd for Alter Bridge. Yeah. They're here mainly for the headliner. But you see the people that know your songs out there in the pockets, and hopefully by the end they're fans of yours. That's what we try to do anyway, and ultimately our job is just to warm it up for Alter Bridge.
Because earlier this year you did the Carnival Madness tour, which had a huge stage production.
Yeah.
Are you having a chance of having a few firecrackers and things on tonight?
No, not here, not over here. One, it's not our show, and two, that stuff's really expensive.
Yes.
We don't get paid the same over here that we do back there, which is fine. But we spend all of our money on that stuff. That stuff gets really expensive pretty fast.
Yeah, I can imagine. I mean, talking of big productions, you've also just toured with Kiss.
Yeah.
So how was that?
It was wonderful. They treated us like gold. It was really a great time. In fact, the last show it was a Canadian run. And we were all coming back to the States, including Kiss, and they were going to Boston because they had a show in Boston. We were going home for 3 days before we started Carnival, and they invited us if we wanted to. Instead of flying commercial back in the States, we could fly on their private jet with them.
The Kiss jet?
I got to ride on the Kiss jet. It was awesome. First and probably last time I'll ever ride a private jet, but that was nice.
Yes. So I always remember back in 1980 reading Gene Simmons saying that the one thing they always make sure they do is look after the support band, because over the years they've been looked after by, when they were a small band, they've been treated well by some, badly by others, and you always remember the ones that treated you well, and they've always made sure they've done that.
They did wonderful at that. They did really treat us very nicely.
So what did you learn about the sort of stagecraft then from, the masters of the live show?
I don't even know what I learned. It was so stunning. I felt like a 12-year-old boy again watching the show,
Did you know some of those dance moves when they do deuce?
I'm not good at it. No. Not good at it. There's a reason they keep me sitting down behind the drums.
But back to the current tour. What sort of set list are you doing on this tour?
We try to pretty much do all the songs that have been released over here, or that are fan songs, fan favorites. And you want to have your ups and downs, so we play a lot from mostly Sound of Madness and Amaryllis, and then we have a little smattering of other ones. But really just trying to get the fans with as much as we can within an hour. And we know Brent's a talker, and some people have actually made comments about that are not so nice at these shows, but that's just Brent. That's what he does. He means it from the heart. He likes to communicate with the crowd. So like it or leave it, I don't care.
When you mentioned Amaryllis there, it was broke into the US top 5 in the UK, top 20 for the first time. And that must have been great news to hear that.
It was I don't know if it's even set in yet, because we've been touring this. We were just talking about it. We've been on the road for this album 432 days. We've been away from home for 432 days, 21 months, and have done 230 something shows, so it becomes a blur. So once you finally, this is actually our last show for the Amaryllis cycle before we go write another record, and when you get home, you finally sit back on your couch and decompress for a few days, then you realize what all you've done over the past few years.
Because last year's UK shows was totally sold out, and I saw you at the Academy in Newcastle, and you couldn't budge, because you couldn't find any space anywhere. Is it surprised that your fan base has grown so quickly from your last album to this album?
It's shocking, really. I mean, it's a pleasant surprise, but it took us so long to break in the States and to be able to play bigger crowds, and since we didn't start coming over here really a lot until the Sound of Madness record came out, to see it grow the way it is it's really nice to see.
I mean, it's been almost 10 years of hard work getting to this point that you're at. Now, were there times when you felt like just calling it a day and giving up on music altogether, or has it always been that desire?
You always have the desire, but there's those days, especially early on when you're really, really, really struggling. And we always try to work very hard, but those early days, and with the drama that was within the band at that time, it's a lot nicer to be in Shinedown now than back when the drug problems and everything were happening. So it's really easy right now compared to what it used to be. There were days.
But you can look back on those days with sort of fond memories, but glad you're here.
Yeah, I've got a sense of pride now for that. It definitely created who we are.
Yeah. So how long did it take to write and record Amaryllis?
A full year. It took a full year to write and record it. Hopefully it doesn't take a year to do the next one. But you never know. We try not to rush ourselves. You got to get the songs, and we like to write albums that you can listen to, hopefully from front to back. And we pride ourselves on that. So when the songs come, they come. You can't rush it. Because
Brent writes and co-writes most of the songs on the album. So how does he bring his ideas to the band? Are they fully formed demos, or?
No. They start usually with maybe a small riff on an acoustic guitar or a lyrical thing. He's really brilliant with lyrics. That's where his forte is. He's not a great guitar player by any means. He can plunk out a few chords, but to watch him write lyrics and come up with those melodies, it's almost like watching a savant. It's almost scary. It's intimidating to watch him do it. I wish the fans could see him in a closed room, but he would clam up. He could. But it's really amazing to watch him write a song.
Yeah, because you had producer Rob Cavallo producing again. What does he bring to the studio experience to Shinedown?
He's done some pretty amazing records, from Green Day to My Chemical Romance and all that. He brings that next level of producing to the band and just different ideas, and that's what he's known for. Whether or not he's going to produce this next record, we don't know. We haven't even gotten to deciding who's going to produce, but he really, between Sound of Madness and Amaryllis, helped bring us to another level.
Yeah. Back in the 70s and 80s, the artwork was a major part of the music buying process. A great cover could make or break an album, and with downloads, it's a lot more difficult to bring that across. But you've got this unique idea for the Amaryllis album, the iPad book, For Your Sake Inside the name of Amaryllis.
Yeah.
Whose idea was it to come up with that?
That was mostly between the label and ourselves. The label said, "Hey, what do you think about doing this?" And we said, "That'd be great." And it was the first time it was ever done, so we kind of just pieced it together as the album was coming along. And once the album was done, we kind of looked at it and said, "Yeah, this would be really great to give to fans." We always try to give as much as we can to the fans, and technology's changed. The younger kids, they listen to and see music differently than we did growing up. I used to sit with my vinyl records. I still sit with my vinyl records and look at the album cover while I'm listening to the songs, and you can't fast forward. You just have to listen through the album. It's different nowadays.
Yeah. So how have the fans reacted to this?
They loved it.
Yeah.
They loved it. We got a great feedback from it, and I think they've done it now. Atlantic Records or even Warner has done it with more bands since.
Is this just available on Apple products, or is it available on other
Yes, I think it's only available on Apple just because the programming at the time, wasn't, changes so quickly. But that was 2 years ago, and I think they can only release it on the one format.
So is this going to be something you're going to repeat on your next record?
Never know. There might be something new at that point.
Might be 3D holograms by then.
Yeah, you never know. It's moving so rapidly.
You've been with the band right from the very start. How do you feel you've developed along with the band since those early days? as a musician and as a band.
Night and day. Every record you become better and you learn more and you learn from your past mistakes with anything. And I'm a student of music, and we all are. So I'm constantly learning something new when it comes to drums and music in general. We've become better songwriters, better musicians over the years. And with the current lineup being so strong and solid, I think it's a better band now than what it used to be. We were pretty self-destructive in the early days with the old lineup, and to see Brent, really especially mostly Brent, blossom into who he is now and seeing him be healthy and happy and focused really is nice for me, because he's my best friend, and I've definitely spent my days taking care of him when he was on benders and everything else, so it's nice to not have to worry anymore.
Yeah. Do you feel there's, now that you've had the commercial success, that there's pressure on you to come up with a better album, a better follow-up? Or is that a good pressure to have?
It's a great pressure, and we're not a band to rest on our laurels, so we're always trying to outdo ourselves, and whether it's a better record or not, we're always just trying to do the best we can. You can't repeat Sound of Madness, you can't repeat Amaryllis or any of the other records. Some people are still in love with the first record, and that's their favorite, and that's awesome. You just try to do the next great thing for yourselves, and that's all you can do, because that pressure will just eat you alive. Take the time and do the best you can, and hopefully your fans will stick with you.
Yeah. Is there any ideas sort of floating around yet for the new album, or is it too early yet?
There is, but it's very early in the process. Just small little snippets of songs and things of that nature, and little jams that we have, but nothing solid.
So tonight's the last night of your tour. Is that you home for some rest now?
Yes.
That's it?
I'm going to let it all out there on stage, because that's the last one for a while.
So how long have you got off? Or is this the
rest of the year?
Oh.
Yeah, this is the last one, and then January we start writing, so this is the last show for Amaryllis.
So it's back to normality, back to going to the supermarket, getting your shopping in, and living at home, taking the dog for a walk.
Changing diapers, the usual.
So 2004... possibly a new album in the pipeline, or working on a new album?
Yeah, 2014 probably, working on it for sure. 2015 the album will come out, maybe late 14, something of that nature.
Great.
Awesome.
Looking forward to it.
It'll be fun.
An absolute pleasure.
Thank
Best
you.
luck with the last night of your tour, and enjoy your holiday.
Oh, I will. Thank you.
Thanks very much.
You've just listened to a Metal Express Radio exclusive interview. Head on over to metalexpressradio.com for our latest rock and metal interviews. And while you're there, check out our web radio, read our reviews, and rock and metal news.